Hello guys! How are you today? Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back to my old pals. My name is Alvie, and this video is actually going to be a continuation of the one that I posted last week. So I suggest that after watching this video, you might want to go back to that, or you might want to pause this and go to that first. But anyway, my video last week was all about the dream that I had. Okay, so in short, the dream, part of the dream that I discussed was that I was holding a baby, and I was walking through this room which had an open door, and inside this room were a lot of snakes, big snakes. The ones on top were big snakes. The others under were a little smaller, but they were quite long. All of them were quite long, and they apparently were sleeping. And I just realized that, well, in relation to talking about that dream and figuring out, as far as I'm concerned, that the symbol of the dream had something to do with Kundalini, which is the latent female energy located at the base of the spine. Okay, so Kundalini also comes from the Sanskrit, which literally means snake. Okay, so so a latent energy, a sleeping energy. So I firmly believe that if you clicked on this video, then you were led to click on this video. Probably one of the snakes are for you. Now guys, don't get alarmed, since we're not really talking about actual snakes here or evil influences around us per one of the symbolism of dreams. We're actually talking about, and what I want to discuss is Kundalini. I already mentioned this in my video earlier, but I would just like to expound on this for those who are new to the term. And in here, I'm also going to talk about energies, okay, for those who are not aware of this one. Okay? Hi. I was trying to wait from here. Okay. That's my son. To the channel if you didn't yet. Okay. Hey, darling, love you. There are good tips from this channel that will make your life better. Okay, hopefully we can help make life better for some of you. So there. Okay, so much for the introduction. Let's go back. So, did you know that, well, maybe you've heard some spiritual coaches mentioned. I'm not really a spiritual coach, although I consider myself a spiritual person. So some life coaches would tell you that we are all made up of energies. Now, what is this energy? As all of you know, we are composed of our bodies and our souls, or spirits. So this energy is practically our spirit. It is the life force within us. It is our energies. So without our energies, our souls, or our spirits, or our life force, we're just a body. Okay? So I guess I guess basically that's something that we probably already know. But when talking about energies, if you use the term energies, well, that's what it is, our life forces. Now also, as human beings, also from what I've learned, is that each individual, regardless of gender, is comprised of the female energy and the male energy, or what we also call as our masculine energy and our feminine energy. Okay, it is in every individual. Okay, so there. What are these energies? So these energies, let me just read. The male energies are responsible for are being focused, goal-oriented, driven, stable, strong, logical, structured, and expressed to our physical realm. And our female energies are receptive, soft, fluid, allowing, nurturing, sensual, emphatic, flexible, emotional, expressed through the subtle realm. So if you're going to compare the male energies to the female energies has more to do with our emotions, and male energies has more to do with our physical and our strength and our minds. Okay, so these characteristics are present in every individual. But then, while going back to the dream, sometimes there are aspects of ourselves that are latent, or like the snakes in my dream, they are sleeping. Okay, so basically, the way we work with our energies is that we have to keep balance between the male energies and the female energies, because as we all know, as they say, that anything in excess is harmful. So there. Now, going back to the definition of the term Kundalini, so it's our latent female energy, and it's also located at the base of the spine. So the base of the spine is where our root chakra lies. Okay, I was thinking of talking more about the chakras, or just introducing the chakras to you in a different video, because what I was thinking was that I would be dissecting the dream. So there will be different segments of the messages that I get from the dreams, and I'm just going to deliver them to you one by one. I will be flooding you with a lot of information, such that when you click off the video, you would go, okay, what was that all about? And you forget everything. Okay, sometimes it happens to me also. So I'd rather discuss one topic at a time. Okay, so a latent female energy. So if we're going back to the dream, if I just focus on the dream, then it is all about each it's just like each snake in the dream. And there were, as I said in my previous video, there were around 300 snakes in the room. Okay, actually the others were sleeping. Most of them were sleeping, but the others were already starting to wriggle. The ones on top, which were larger, in fact. So I guess that is where the snakes were being awakened. So it's that. Okay. Furthermore, as I also mentioned, it is the release of such energy. So the release of our female energies. So in here, I would be talking more about, focusing more on the female energies as it pertains to the dream. Okay, the dream was all about these snakes, or our sleeping female energies. Now, how I see it is that there are two kinds of release. Okay, so if your female energies are more predominant than your male energies, then this is where you become too emotional, or you're just too depressed and you can't get out of it. Or also, this is when you cannot assert yourself. Like, for example, in the workplace, you're someone who just keeps on saying yes. You cannot say no. Now, the beautiful thing about the male energies inside us is it is our protective energies, protective of our female energies. So, our male energies are responsible for allowing us to be more assertive. When you have to say no, you say no. Okay? I'm not saying you lash out at everyone and you do it in an unpleasant way. There's always a way to say things. So, anyway, if we are too much governed by our emotions, then it's not good as well. And since we are also referring to our base chakras, which is responsible for our grounding, then it also talks more about and emphasizes us being balanced as individuals. So there has to be a balance between the male and the female energy. So as for the other video also that I talked about, um, one 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 way that we could release these energies is if we have too much of it and an overflow of it, we have to cut out some of it. We have to let what is in excess go. Okay? If you want to go back to being grounded, if you want to pull yourself back up from really really a terrible time, or you're almost going out of your mind because you don't know what to do and you're too emotional already. Okay, you have to let your masculine energy surface and think from an assertive, a stronger side of you, and a more driven, determined side of you also. Yeah, so that is one definition that I have for you regarding the release. If you have too much of something, of your female energies, of your emotions, then especially if they're so negative, then after you embrace your emotions, it's important that you be honest with yourselves. Like I said, then you release some of it. And that's the way where you can, well, surface above water. Okay. Now another definition I find here for release is that if you have your masculine energy more predominant than your feminine energy. So this is when, well, you're overthinking. This is when it is okay to be goal oriented or to be driven and strong and all of that. But sometimes we do things too much from a logical perspective, from a practical perspective, and then we forget to incorporate our hearts. um I think, personally, I think the best way to work is that don't forget to work from your heart. So it's important. It's important that you come from a loving space, a nurturing space, that soft side of you, the understanding space, that receptive side of you, not too proud, um, stuff like that. So balancing. So the second form of release, as I see it, as an analogy, is just like for example, there's you're using very little of your feminine side. Okay, you don't do things too much from an emotional perspective, or not at all, or very very little only. So that is where you release in such a way that it's like you open the door to your emotions also. Okay, and then you embrace your emotions. Don't deny your emotions. If you really want to be more genuine with yourself. Okay, so there. So it's that one. How many minutes? Okay, we're at 12 minutes already. So there, guys, I guess that's all I have for you at the moment. So that's that regarding energies. Have I forgotten anything? Okay, probably not at this time. So continue having a wonderful day if you're starting to have one. And also, since I have been dreaming about, since my dream was about 300 snakes, then I suppose that that dream was for a lot of you out there, any one of you who clicked on this video. So my suggestion is that you pick your own snake from that room and deal with that snake, and try to balance yourselves out so that you can have um, not just peace of mind but peace of heart also. So I trust that that the God inside you and your spiritual nature would be able to figure things out for yourselves, guys. We're all made in God's image and likeness, and we all have that innate capability within us to make ourselves feel better and to make others feel better as well. So there. Until next time, this is just me, Alvie, saying find your strength, find your peace, and stay with God, no matter what you call Him, Source, Spirit, Divine, Creator. Because actually, we're all on different paths leading to one destination. That's how I see the whole thing. We are leading to where it all began, to someone up there who's always there for us. Just knock at the door or open the door when he knocks. Okay? So there, guys. Take care, and until next time, I hope you stay with me for the next video also. Okay. And don't forget to like and share this video, please, so that it may reach more of the people who might need it, and we can welcome in more people to our family. Okay. So there. Bye bye. Until next time.